Hi everybody, so sorry this video took so long. I started this like end of November and it's like almost the end of December. I burnt myself out because of school and editing. Anyway, here's Doors Cats 2, just in time for the content update. We did 5 guys this time and yeah, I like all of them a lot. Anyway, here's the video. Bye! Alright, so, I forgot to mention this, but I'm editing this on my laptop. Hence, I'm also recording the voiceover on my laptop. Anyway, we're starting with figure. Now, I had an idea for figure, soon after I made the poll. I'm like, alright, I'll just make, like, one-off designs for Seek and figure. And I decided to make him inspired, at least by a Sphinx cat, because he is... I don't know, he bald as shit, and kind of ugly, and I think Sphinx are like an ugly, cute kind of thing. Don't hate me. I had a lot of trouble with the mouth. I don't know why. It was just hard. I wasn't sure how to make it look good, but I made it look kind of okay. I also wanted to make it look like his eyes had been like, I don't know, like either like removed or they just weren't there, so I kind of had something over the top. Yeah, I just traced over the mouth from my sketch. Tracing is great if you're using it to improve. I also made his teeth like really ragged, and I also just got rid of like a majority of the hair on him because, you know, he's a Sphinx cat. I just tried to... This was actually really challenging. I should have extended his limbs, but I didn't. I also cut off some of his ear to kind of like give his face that more rounded shape, I guess. I also gave him like the bones or whatever around like kind of like his chest area, I guess. I was originally gonna have them closer to his neck, but I'm like, no, this probably fits better. This, I will say this was a struggle. I struggled a lot with like just getting the basic silhouette and body, because I've never drawn a Sphinx cat before. The colors were not that hard. I basically color picked from the actual reference itself, and I just add like little details here and there over his eyes to kind of like make it look like there were eyes there, but not anymore. I did go in with like slightly darker patches to kind of break up the color a little bit. I don't know, just the one plain colors just wasn't doing it for me, especially with how like kind of detailed the model is, and especially with how simple his color palette is in general. I don't know, I think I'm just allergic to simple designs. No, I started off with lighter patches and I'm like, well, that looks kind of stupid, so I did go in with darker, and I like the darker a lot more, because a lot of Sphinx cats I think do have like some darker patterning. I don't know, I don't own a cat, I own 2 dogs. Anyway, I'm very happy with this guy. Here's figure. I hope you enjoyed him. Stinky cat, man. Stinky all around. Alrighty, so next we have our main man, Seek. So I also like figure recently after the poll or whatever, at least like maybe around the time the actual video was made, I went in and made a Seek design. Now, it was hard figuring how to place this eye. I hated it, but eventually it looks alright. I don't know. I did take inspiration from my ink bendy design that I haven't touched in like years. I really need to touch these designs again. I did add some drips on the floor and just made him look as drippy as possible and made him sludgy and stinky and gross and blah. So I did, for his colors, they were very simple. Yeah, my goal here with him is just make him look drippy, because, look, I can't make him look like a man, but I went in and kind of color picked-ish the color from his reference, and then I realized, oh wait, there's actual like red like in between all this black. So I originally went in with scribbles and then just like blurred it, but I'm like, you know, let's make it like actual like sharper kind of stuff. I don't know. I would have been fine if it was like just black like that, but a lot of like the art and stuff, especially like some of the things like the YouTubes or whatever had like those the red in with it. So yeah, I like it. I did like sharpening it out. I probably should have gone in with like my sharp pen, and that probably would have made my life easier, but like I hate myself apparently. So yeah, here's Seek. Very simple, very easy. Not much to say about him. I mean, he's a villain. Alrighty, so the last guy I did in this batch before like putting it off till like December was Hyde. I didn't realize Hyde got like a new design, I think was floor 2, but it was awesome. A friend of mine requested it in a Discord server I'm in, and I'm like, alright, yeah, sure, this is a fucking challenge. Overall, I wanted to make him look as spiky as possible, because, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with him. There's a lot of, like, he looks crazy and stuff. So I took a little bit of inspiration, actually, from my Rush design, and I did this. I gave him, like, some back fur, I gave, like, this cheek fur, like, a wild, kind of crazy look. I'm not the biggest fan of his mouth. Then again, I don't like how I do mouths and, like, a 3/4 view, when there's just open. I just hate it. I did go in and I gave him a kind of short tail, because I'm like, well, kind of like, I don't know. I don't see him with a long tail. I don't know how to explain it to you. Just tried to make his silhouette look as crazy as possible. I'm really trying this year, I think, working with like silhouettes and pushing my designs. I did give him like some fur around his ankles and stuff, and I think it looks cool. I've never done something like this before, so yeah, I'm again really pushing myself with the designs this year. So for colors, I had no fucking clue. I did move it up to his like elbows and knees, I guess. Do cats have knees? I don't fucking know. I should know cat anatomy, but I don't. And then like some fur on his stomach, just a little bit just for me, you know. I think I was going to play around with the idea of giving him, like, tufts on his ears, but I feel like that would have just been, like, too much, because he already has enough fur everywhere as it is. But anyway, with his colors, I went in with, like, I color picked that dark red from him, and went in and actually made, like, splotches, kind of. So, you see me going in with, like, my fluffy watercolor brush that I have, which is really helpful for getting like wild looking spots. So then I just like kind of filled in those spots to like even them out a little bit, I guess, because the edges are like really rough, and I don't like having to use like those brushes if I don't have to. Yeah, and here you see me like kind of smoothing it out. I just wasn't sure how to make them look as rugged as I wanted. I wasn't sure how to do it and make it look nice. I did go in with lighter kind of patches as well, to kind of like with his eyes or whatever, this kind of like lighter and darker. I wanted the lighter would actually be kind of within the red patches he has. I think that's just a cool design thing people do. I'm just a sucker for it. And then I did go in with like a red kind of, no, I went with the red originally, and then I made it like a black kind of stuff to kind of go with his sprite or whatever. We don't see him much, and I'm surprised, because like he's cool. I really like the colors I used here, but yeah, it's Hyde. What do I say about him? Okay, so to say Jeff is my favorite character is an understatement. I don't know why I like this guy, but I do. I love him. Anyway, I had made this as like a one-off design in class one day. I was just experimenting with stuff, and yeah. Anyway, this was made in like this month, so yeah, I took a little break. I got burnt out or whatever, and yeah. So I started off by giving him two tails and tried to make his silhouette look as tenderly as possible by giving as much fur around his body as I could. My phone went off. Sorry. You probably heard the cat stamina has recovered in Pokemon TCG Pocket. Anyway, I went in with some ear tufts. I kind of changed his ear fur as well to kind of give it that wavy kind of shape. I don't know. I was feeling experimental today. I did make a note of like he has absolutely no mouth. This boy has no mouth at all. but like the fur on his legs are mirrored from one another to kind of give it that weird silhouette or whatever, because we don't see much of him, and I respect that. You go, man. Anyway, I will say Jeff's music is my favorite in the soundtrack, other than like Ready or Not from Floor 2. I wasn't sure what to do for colors, so I kind of went in with like black, very similar to what I did for Seek, and then I just went in with some lighter gray accents to kind of break up all the black. I did give him like a white eye or whatever, and I actually kind of gave him faint stripe tabby markings along his body. I originally went with a lighter, but then like it was too you couldn't see it, so I'm like, okay, I went a little lighter, and I'm like, let's just fucking go darker, because like there's already enough light on him, so I just went darker, and yeah, here he is. I like him a lot. I like Jeff a lot. Go get your bank, King. I always donate to him when I can in a run. So I will admit, I did spin a wheel for this last one, and I got Haste. Now, I didn't really have an idea for what I was going to do for this guy, other than I want him to look skeletal. And I hate drawing skeleton markings, I realized. I tried to make his silhouette as skull-like as possible. I don't know. I'm like, alright, this guy shows up one time, rarely, if you're slow enough for the RNG is bad in the back door, and I had no fucking clue what I was doing with this guy. I did pull up a reference for, like, a cat, and I gave him a short tail. Don't know why. His colors were fun to work with. I originally went in with a darker color, and I'm like, no, wait, the darker color is going to be his markings. So, yeah, here I go in, making him look skeletal. And I hated it. I cannot draw skeletons. I don't understand skeletons. I realized throughout this, my anatomy is shit. I tried to give him, like, markings that looked like ribs, and, I changed it. This gave me so much trouble. I don't know why. It just did, and I hated it throughout all of it, because I wanted to, like, you be able to, like, see, like, his spine bones, or whatever, and yeah, and I realized throughout this, I'm like, oh, I'm not, like, actually looking at the reference. This is great. I did kind of simplify it on his legs, because I was fed up, and I didn't want his design to be too complicated. So, yeah, I like the idea I was going for with this guy, and I actually do like the design. I wish I could have done... I did go in with, like, his like, the fur around his... fur in his ears, and, like, his nose and stuff with actual colors from his sprite, because I really like the sprite. I like the idea of this guy, and I don't know what to say about him. He's sick. I like him, and he terrifies me. You go, skeleton cat man thing. Alright, here are all the finished designs. I like all of them a lot. I don't know, I gave all my thoughts about them earlier. Who I'm drawing next, I don't know. Maybe more pressure. Maybe I might do Regretivator. I just want an excuse to draw prototype. Anyway, peace out. Have a great day. Goodbye. More videos maybe. I don't know. I'll see if I can edit on my laptop.